Everyone thought I was missing. Story time. Like I mentioned in my recent videos, I was raised by my grandparents up to a certain age, and whilst being raised by my grandparents, my mom was married to another man who wasn't my father. My mom and my grandparents raised me in a way that I should be close to everybody. Hence, in our neighborhood, my grandparents and my mother were close to everybody. When I say everybody, I mean neighbors, I mean our church members, I mean my fellow pupils, everybody, like just everybody in the neighborhood. My grandparents and my mother managed to be close to everybody because they were good people. Hence, we managed to form close relationship with everyone. Like I could literally go to any neighbor's place. I could eat from there. Sometimes I used to sleep there. Any neighbor or any church member would come to our place and vice versa. When I was a toddler, I should mention that I was a nuisance because of my movements. Not that I used to do anything illegal or I was naughty in any way that you would think of, because I was too young. I didn't even have those dirty thoughts in my mind. I was a nuisance in the sense that I was so movious, you wouldn't know where I was. And at that time, I don't even remember if phones were in existence yet, or if phones were in existence at that time. I'm not so sure if it was a common thing to do, like to think of and say, I think let me call this person and find out, like, is my granddaughter there or is my daughter there? I'm not so sure if phones were in existence at that time, and if at all my mom and my grandparents had phones. This particular day, I just decided, today, where am I going today? I just decided to go to one of our church members' place. I still remember their names. They were the Tishalas. It was a couple who had 3 kids. So I went to visit them in the morning. And the way it was in the olden days is when you go out to play with your friends, you would go out in the morning as if you're going to work. You go out in the morning and you come back in the evening. The Tishala family, their house was like maybe 1 kilometer away from my grandparents' place, or maybe 1 kilometer and 1.5 kilometers or something like that. But it was far away from my grandparents' place. The Tishalas noticed that it was getting late, and instead of them taking me to my grandparents' place, they said, just spend the night and you'll go back tomorrow, which was harmless because we had known each other for many years, and at this point we were practically family friends. We ate supper and we went to sleep, not knowing my people were panicking, like, where is our granddaughter? Where is my daughter? Whilst I was there peacefully sleeping at the Tishala's place. It was morning and I didn't immediately go back to my place. I don't recall how old I was, but I'm sure I was between maybe like 5 years to 9 years. The fact that I don't remember how old I was, then it was between grade 1 to grade 4. I didn't immediately go back home. I had my breakfast from there and I had my lunch from there. And I was only escorted back to my grandma's place by the Tishala's daughters when it was like around 16. We got in my road where my grandma's place was situated. We were walking down the road going to my grandparents' place, and I saw my mom at a distance. And I started screaming, "Mom! Mom!" But who would know that that's my daughter calling me? Because everybody has a mother. Maybe she heard mom, but she didn't know. Maybe she didn't know, like, oh, that's my daughter, because I was like too far from her. I would say I was like maybe 500 meters away from her, and I was screaming, "Mom!" She couldn't get me. So I was like, anyways, maybe she'll come back home to my grandparents' place, or I'll see her tomorrow when she... Okay. I get home at my grandparents' place and everyone looks gloomy. So I was wondering, like, what's going on? So my grandma sees me. She runs towards me. She lifts me and she hugs me. And grandpa is like, who's that? And grandma was like, Kat is here. Like, Kat is home. And she was hugging me tightly. So I was wondering, like, why? Why is she hugging me tightly? Like I said, in those days, it's either the phones weren't in existence, or maybe my grandparents didn't have a phone at the time, or maybe it wasn't a common thing to do, like pick up the phone and tell my mom, like, your daughter is here. So they waited till the following morning when my mother came through, and she was also looking so sad, and I was like, what's going on? Because they didn't tell me anything when I arrived that evening. My mom runs towards me, she lifts me, she hugs me. So I'm like, what's going on? So now they sit me down and they tell me, child, you had us worried. Where were you? And that didn't mean anything to me. Like, I was actually thinking they were exaggerating, like, what's going on? Like, I just went to sleep over at the Tishalas. So I told them to say, I went to play at the Tishalas and that's why I slept over. So they sat me down and they told me, when you're going somewhere, always inform us because you had us worried. We went to the police, we were looking for you all day. Look at your mother. Like, my mom, yeah, she looked like she was crying. Like, I felt so bad. And I told my mom, I was like, but mom, yesterday I saw you from a distance and I was shouting for you. And she told me, I didn't hear you. I told her to say, actually remember what she was wearing. Like, she was wearing pink sweatpants and I forgot what she was wearing these ends. I told her, you were wearing your pink sweatpants. I saw you and I was calling for you. And she said, I didn't hear you. This was so true. And being so young, I didn't see what the fuss was all about. I took it so lightly, whilst the adults were so worried about me thinking I went missing. And I was just like, guys, I just went to play and I ended up sleeping at the Tishalas. However, this made me so sad because my mom had lost all my siblings and I was all she had. So I'm sure in that moment she thought, I'm now lost, you know, like I've lost all my children. And I know I was like a very special child to her because I was the only survivor. I felt her pain because she actually even told me, I thought I lost you. is when I realized to say, oh my goodness, my mother thought she lost her only surviving child. And from that day, I never ever wanted my mom to worry about me ever again, because I always wanted her to be happy, and I always wanted her to know that I'm all good and she should never ever have anything to worry about, in that I got her. Like, mom, I got you, nothing is gonna go wrong. Everybody thought I went missing, not knowing I was peacefully sleeping at the Tishalas.